Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel. Well, by popular demand, I decided to go ahead and make a crossbody bag. Now you can make this strap any length that you want to. I have it up kind of high so that you can see it on the mannequin, but you can have the strap to where it goes down to your hip, or maybe you like it up closer under your arm. Now in this tutorial, I'm not using any interfacing. It's because my fabric is really heavy and I didn't think that it was necessary. My lining is just quilting fabric. But if you're using a quilting fabric on the outside, then I recommend you use a fusible interfacing, anywhere between a medium and heavyweight fusible interfacing. And you would want to fuse it to the back side of all of your outside fabric pieces. All of the supplies and cutting instructions that you'll need are listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. So just scroll down and expand that section open. Okay, let's get started. To create the zipper pocket on the front of the bag, you're going to take your lining piece and your fabric for the outside, and they're 6.5 by 10.5 inches. So you have the lining fabric pretty side up, it's facing up, and then take your zipper and have front side up of the zipper and line it up along the edge up here. Take your fabric for the outside and have pretty side facing down. Now you can either place pins or use clips along here. And then I'm using a narrow zipper foot, and all you're going to do is just stitch right along this edge here. After stitching, open up your fabric like this, and you can see the zipper there. Then pull the lining towards the fabric for the outside. Now you can either finger press or go to your iron. I used my iron, but try not to rest your iron for too long on top of these plastic teeth. And I also ironed this edge here. Then going back to your sewing machine, you're going to stitch about 1/8 of an inch from that seam all along this edge. Now we're going to attach the fabric that goes above the zipper. So this is your 3.5 inch wide lining and fabric for the outside. So place the zipper on top of the lining up at the edge, and you have it lining the pretty side up on this side. And then take your fabric for the outside and bring it pretty side down and line it up along the edge here. Then go ahead and stitch it down just like you did on the other side. At this point, this is what it should look like on the front, and I'm going to turn it over and show you the back. After stitching, you want to pull the two pieces out this way, and again either finger press or press on top, and then stitch close to the edge right along here. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to put the zipper at the very top of the bag. So we're working on the back section of the bag right now. Here is your lining piece for the back, and it's a 10.5 by 10.5 square. You have pretty side up. Then place your zipper front side up, and then take your fabric for the outside and lay it pretty side down. And then go ahead and pin or clip it together and then stitch right along this edge. After stitching, then again, open up your fabrics like this, pull on the zipper, and bring the lining fabric back behind your outside fabric. And then again, finger press or press along this edge and then stitch it down right along here. Now we're going to attach the back and the front sections together. So take your last lining piece that's a 10.5 inch square and place it pretty side up. Then take the lining side of your back section and you're going to place it pretty side against the other side there. So now you're looking at the pretty side of your outside fabric. Now here is the front part of the bag with the zipper section on the lower portion. And you're going to place it outside fabric against outside fabric. And then line up all of these edges, either clip or pin, and then stitch right along there. After stitching, go ahead and open it up again and either finger press or use your iron and press this edge along here and then stitch right along this edge. I'm now going to trim the side edges even. So I'm just lining up along here to get everything to be even, because you have a little bit of leeway on this fabric. It's just a little bit bigger than what you really needed, because it is real easy to get crooked edges when you're making these zipper bags. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim right along here all the way down. After trimming one side, then go ahead and go to the other side and trim it even also. Just place your ruler along there and make sure everything is trimmed off. I'm now going to demonstrate how to make the little loops that go on the side of the bag that hold your strap. So take your 2 pieces of fabric that's 1.5 inches by 3 inches, fold it in half, and then press it with your iron. Unfold, and then you're going to bring those edges in towards that center fold area, and then press again, and then fold it in half and press. And then you're going to stitch right along this edge here, and you want to make sure you make 2 of them. Now you're going to bring the outside fabrics front side together. So here's the back piece that's the outside fabric, and then on your front section here's your outside fabric. You're also bringing this lining piece in with that. So you're taking these 2 and pulling them out separately. Take your other 2 lining pieces and bring them together. Now you want to make sure your zipper is folded right in half here. And if for any reason your edges are not even out here, then you can always go ahead and clip them so they're the same. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Before you stitch these edges up, there's one really important step you don't want to forget to do, is open up these 2 outside fabrics piece and unzip the zipper at least halfway or 3/4 of the way. Go ahead and bring these together. Then you're going to place pins all around the edges. While you're pinning your edges, you want to make sure you place your little loops in. So you're going to take those 2 pieces, fold them in half, and then you're going to take raw edge and put it up against the raw edge here. And I'm placing these in between the top zipper and the lower zipper. So I'm placing it right in there, then folding the fabric over. And you can use these little clips to hold it if you like, and then continue pinning. On the lining end right here, you're going to indicate an area that you're going to leave open and you're not going to stitch over. It will be closed up later. So here's where you want to start, and then where I have 2 pins is where I want to end. Always on each side of an opening you want to make sure you backstitch. So start here and backstitch, and you're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam. So again, you want to make sure that when you come down to a corner, you always leave your needle down through the fabric, and then turn your fabric, and then continue stitching all the way around here, and then of course you backstitch where you end. Where your loops are up here, you want to make sure you backstitch a couple of times. Now go to your corners on the lining and the outside fabric, and you're going to trim them down to about 1/8 of an inch wide. And this way that they'll lay a lot nicer if you cut some of the fabric off. So again, go to all those 4 corners. Reach in between your opening and go all the way down to the other edge, down here. Grab a hold of it and begin pulling it front side out. Now reach back in through this opening and go to all your corners and poke them out as much as you can. Then you're going to close up your opening. So you want to fold these open edges in 1/4 inch. Place some pins to hold it and then stitch close to the edge right along there. After stitching that bottom edge opening closed, then you want to go ahead and push it back inside of the bag and reach in and push it out towards the edges and push out your corners of your zipper. The cutting instructions tell you to cut 2 strips that are 2 inches wide, approximately 42 inches long. And what you're doing is you're cutting your strips from one selvage edge across your fabric to the other selvage edge. And then you want to cut those selvage edges off and then bring the 2 ends together of your strips and then stitch a 1/2 inch seam along here. Then open it up and press that seam open. Then you're going to take your strip, fold it in half like this, and then press it all the way down. Then after you've done that, you're going to unfold it and bring those side edges in towards that center fold and press all the way down. Then press again and then stitch close to this edge all the way down the full length. Now you want to drape that strap from one shoulder down to the opposite side of your body and determine where you want your bag to come to. Do you want it to come up real high or really low or somewhere in between? Then cut off any excess of the strap. At each end of the strap, fold it up, about a 1/2 inch, and then stitch across here. Take the end of the loop and insert it from the bottom towards up to the top of the bag. So it's like that. Then you're going to fold it over and bring it together. And you want to fold it over maybe inch, 1.25 inches, and then stitch a little X pattern. Not X, a square, I'm sorry. So you're going to stitch up one side, across, back down, and across again. And I would do that several times. Well, here it is. It's all done. What's really nice about these crossbody bags is you can make it any length that you want. And you can even make the bag narrower or wider or longer. You would just need to adjust those measurements of your pieces. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're interested in watching tutorials on other tote bags and zipper pouches, check below your YouTube screen. Just go scroll down to the description section. Expand it open by hitting on Show More or the down arrow. Scroll down a little bit more and you will see the links. There'll also be links down there to other beginners sewing projects. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.